Hello, welcome to all you Taurians, people who've got planets in Taurus, like the moon or the sun, or an ascendant, or even a stellium, couple of planets, maybe Mercury, Venus, Mars, whatever. Now this is your horoscope for February of 2014, and I think it's going to be a month of a bit of everything going on with you. A lot of different pieces, a lot of different areas of life that are highlighted here. And I'm going to start with the Mercury retrograde. And I think you as a Taurian or with Taurus energy is a very earthly sign, and it's a sign that should have patience and that understands that doing things in a rather slowly but steady way also has its positive side. Now people see Mercury retrogrades very often as negative because these are people who are impatient and want to proceed and want to go on. But sometimes, and certainly when a Mercury is going retrograde, it simply reflects that we need to reflect about something. And for you, it's in the house of Aquarius, it's in your 10th house. So, of course, what I'm trying to say is that for a Taurian, normally a Mercury retrograde, I think they can deal with that a bit better than signs like fire signs or air signs, because they know they have more that patience, and they know that every now and then we need to step aside and we need to slow down in order to proceed. So for you, that's happening in the 10th house, and where also the sun is, the first half of the month, there's also the sun there. So it means that you are going to put a lot of thinking in, probably for most people, it's going to be career, or it can be government institutions as well, or in astrology, it can be the mother as well. Sometimes people say it's the father, the 10th house. I see it more as the mother. But I think in general, because these are general horoscopes, I think it's going to be work. So a lot of Taurians are going to rethink the position that they have at work. So what could that be? It could be that you want to change work, or maybe that you want to slow down because it's too stressful, and that you need to slow down at work. So even when there is a lot of stress and you have your deadlines and all of that, you know, it shows that you need to be careful, and you need to know what you're doing. And so that could be the case. I think another possibility is that you don't have a job, and you are rethinking what you want to do. So maybe you used to be a certain profession, and maybe you're rethinking it in a more unusual way, because it's in Aquarius after all. And Aquarius is a sign of thinking a bit out of the box. So maybe you have been out of work for quite a while, and maybe there's something that is saying to you now, you know, maybe you're not doing the right thing. Maybe you're just applying to the wrong jobs, or maybe you just should do something differently when it considers the way that you apply for a job, the interviews that you're doing. Maybe do that in a different way, and it can benefit you when March, the middle of March, Mercury goes direct again. So a lot of deals, business going on there as well. The same, maybe you will need to have to review things considering that. So I don't think it's a negative energy for the Taurians at all. Now, what else is going on? Something that is quite important. Normally I don't mention that, but I mention it now because it's happening the last week of the month, and it's happening with another personal planet. The personal planet Mars is going to conjunct the North Node that is going to shift towards another sign. That is really meaningful for everyone, but also for you. And so that happens in Libra. So for you, that is the house of, actually it's also a work house, or it could be a work house. It's the 6th house. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So you have that shift starting the last week of February of the North Node, shifting from Scorpio into Libra. And it's going to give you a sneak preview of that energy because Mars is in there as well. And it's going to be there for the whole year, that North Node. So it's quite meaningful. And what is the North Node? And what is it in Libra? And what is it conjunct Mars? Well, the North Node is our path, where we need to go, where we need to develop a bit faster than in other areas of life. So for you, it's a sign, okay, you did the 5th house of creativity, children, and self-expression. You did that. Now it's time for you. No, I'm sorry, it's the 7th house. So you didn't hear what I just said. All these houses. Mea culpa. So I'll start again. This North Node was in your 7th house. So there has been for you last year an emphasis on relationships, one-to-one relationship, significant other person. So you had that intensity, you had that development, and now it's shifting towards a lighter air sign of Libra into the 6th house. And this is a totally different energy. And it means, the North Node, that you need to develop faster than normal in that particular house. The North Node also points towards where we're not good at yet. So in a natal chart, but also in a transit, it's not going to last forever. And it doesn't mean that your 6th house is not a good house. It simply means that you need to grow faster there. So with Mars in there, it means that it's going to intensify. It's going to get almost obsessive about learning those lessons. So and sometimes we need that obsessive nature in order to understand where we're heading at and find those extremes to get into balance again. And that is happening for you in the 6th house, which is about work. So the whole year will be an emphasis on day-to-day routines for some of you, or work or health. So or small animals as well. So pets and all of that. So, but I think for most people, it's going to be either health or work, because that's a whole year that is going to be important for you. So there is an opportunity to improve that and to make it more efficient. The 6th house is really a house of improving your efficiency. It's a Virgo house, and it wants to improve itself. It wants to become better, and so you might struggle at first with doing that and overdoing and wanting to do too much. And but remember, it's an energy for the whole year, and for you, it's a development of getting more efficient in your day-to-day routines, and maybe also health. So to improve your health, it's really a good year to do so. And actually the start, maybe the kind of a obsessive start, is good the last week of February. The last thing, last but not least, that I want to mention is Chiron and Jupiter. There is a beautiful trine going on between those two. And a trine means a nice aspect. And Jupiter is planet of expansion, it's the planet of growth, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So for all of us, there's an energy of healing going on and of opportunity to do so. And for you, that is in the communication houses. It's in your 11th house of friends and the 3rd house of communication. So maybe through internet, you connect with people that are kind of healing for you. Or maybe your friends have a more healing effect upon you and you upon them. Or maybe siblings, or maybe people from the neighborhood. That something happens really very smoothly and very easily, that you feel very peaceful with that. So that's a nice energy on the background as well for February. If you are more interested about that Chiron, by the way, you can check my YouTube channel, and I have a playlist there. It's called Chiron. Very unusual, but and so if you want to learn more about that, you can check that out. And of course, if you want a reading, you can check that out as well. My YouTube, not my YouTube channel, but my website. So thank you a lot for listening. You were nice Taurians. Have a good time and see you next month. Bye bye.